Hope you guys are doing well. Another beautiful day. It is hot. It's still about 96 degrees here in California, but at least it's not 104 like it was earlier today. Today, I just wanted to hop on really quick and ask a question, or a few questions actually, to see if anybody is thinking and feeling the same way that I'm feeling. Because sometimes there's questions that I have and things that I wonder about, and I just wonder if anybody's thinking the same. So I figured I'd share here. And if anybody feels the same, is thinking the same, is wondering about any of what I'm going to share today, then please, I welcome you to leave some comments. Leave me your perspective, your opinion, whatever you think about what I'm sharing today, so that way we can connect. We can see if there's something that we can share with each other to help the situation, to help other people in their situations. One of the things that I've been noticing personally is that there's been a lot of changes in people's attitudes and behaviors. I was watching a video and a gentleman said this was something he noticed, but since COVID. Now, I'll agree with them on that. Since COVID, there's been a lot of changes in people's attitudes, people's behaviors, things like that. But I feel like it may have something to do with COVID, but I think it's something else, and I don't know what it is. But I just know that there's definitely a different attitude when it comes to people that maybe you might be meeting or getting to know and just trying to build a relationship with. It seems like everybody's closed, if you will. And one of the things that I've noticed outside of just building relationships and talking to people is that there's a lot of people today that aren't in a good place. A lot of people today are struggling, and you may be watching this and you might be in that place. So I'm glad that you're here so that we can actually talk about it, because that's one of the things I want to talk about. One of the questions that I've been wondering and thinking about: why are so many people struggling, especially in America today with all the opportunities? There's a lot of people struggling, and there's so many things that could be to blame. There's so many things that could be the reason, but I feel like there's certain things that are going on that are in our control, and there's certain things. Hey, Tony, hello, hello, hello from Brazil, man. Nice to have you here. Chime in at any point, man. But there's so many things that people are dealing with that may be causing them to maybe pull themselves away from society, pull themselves away from people, and just sort of, be in their own little space, their own little bubble. But whether that's good or not, that's not for me to say, but that's just what I have noticed, right? And one of the questions that somebody brought up that I'm going to share with you guys today too, I think is important, is, what are you holding on to that is hurting you? Cardamon, happy birthday, man. Happy birthday. Good to have you here. Thanks for joining. What are you holding on to that is hurting you, right? Sometimes I see, there might be people holding on to people, right? There might be a relationship. We've all seen toxic relationships where, the guy or the girl is not good for the other one, and they're staying because of whatever reason. It's convenient, right? But sometimes it may be beliefs. It may be things that you heard, things that you've learned that are keeping you maybe in that place that you don't even realize, but that hurt is still there because there's guilt, there's trauma, there's, your environment, there's a lot of different things that are going on. But since people aren't talking about it, Tony, that's absolutely right. Past trauma, and that's a big one. I think a lot of people that have that trauma, they hold on to it, but not letting it out by having conversations and figuring out ways to be able to get that stress out of their system. It's almost like, again, carrying baggage and wondering why you're tired all the time. You're carrying stress, that trauma, let it go. I just, I think a lot of people are walking around. I see a lot of people, and I have conversations with tons of people every single day. And a lot of people almost seem to be defeated. When I say defeated, I mean they're walking around, they're just going through life almost like on autopilot with no goal, no vision, no drive, no desire for anything more than what they currently have. It's almost like whatever I have now, that's all that you know, I'm capable of getting, and there's nothing more for me. And that mindset of just lack, if you will, I think is dangerous. The more you continue to dwell in that doubt, that lack, that mindset of just negativity, the harder it takes for you to get out of it. And sometimes people just don't know how to get out of it. They don't know what the next move is when they've been there so long. So that's where I think talking to people, having conversations, building relationships with people that are optimistic about life, just surrounding yourself, that could be a huge game changer. But if people are so sheltered in their own comfort zone, in their own fortress that they've built to protect themselves from everybody else, then you're not going to get that support that may be needed. So I was watching another YouTuber, you guys might even know him, Dr. Gooby. And this dude is a sharp man who graduated from MIT as a neurosurgeon and worked in that field for 10 years. And he wasn't happy with his job and decided to quit. And when I watched his video on why he decided to quit, it was very interesting. There's a lot of things that he shared. I'm in the insurance industry myself. That's what I do 9 to 5. So there's some points that he touched on in his video that I could definitely relate to when it comes to healthcare and how that's set up in this country. That's another thing that, I'll share more about in the future. Is open enrollment's coming up. I just like to give information that is beneficial to people, and that's one of the things that I see every single day. Tomorrow I'll be at work talking to people about insurance. So that healthcare aspect is something that people need help with, and as somebody who has information that could be valuable and beneficial, if you're in that spot and need some support, I'll definitely be sharing. So just subscribe, keep watching, and keep a lookout for that. But the next question that I really wanted to share and ask you guys and just kind of get your feedback and opinion on is, how would you like to live your life? If you're watching this, again, I appreciate you taking the time, but I really want to know, how would you like to live your life in the perfect scenario? What would you be doing? If you're working a job right now, let's say you don't like it or you do like it, what would you need to make that even better? Are there any people that you see that you want to help, or you don't care about anybody else and it's just about you? Like, what is it that makes you tick when it comes to life? Some people, they're all about charity and volunteering and giving back. Some people, they're all about the promotion of their job. They're all about the work that they do. They're all about being meticulous about it. They have a certain standard, and that they're going to live up to that standard every time, and that's what they're known for. What is it that you oh my God. All right. So, man, what is it that you would want to be doing, man? If it's smoking big blunts, whatever it is, let me know. But if that's if if that's what we're talking about, right? Think about how that is going to help anybody else. Think about the conversation that we're having and where we're going as far as giving back to people, right? So one of the things that I learned when I graduated college was that a lot of our expectations, a lot of things that we learn maybe as kids, and we grow up thinking this is going to happen. This is the roadmap. My mom told me, my dad told me. A lot of those things don't necessarily play out the same way that it played out for our parents, grandparents, or whoever, uncle, aunt that was giving us that advice. And there's so many people I know that are watching this and that will watch this that know that already. But for some reason, some people still hold on to that belief, right? Knowing that it's not necessarily the best, but because they have respect and love for the person who gave them that advice, they're not going to change their ways. So, how would you like to live your life? What kind of value, needs and wants, those kinds of things, I think come into play when you think about that question of how you want to live your life. What things do you need that you're going to make sure you hold yourself accountable to taking care of? What things do you want, right? And what skills do you have, and what skills will you need to get your needs and wants met? That's an important question. And I think so many people forget to ask these questions and end up on autopilot, right? Just going through life. And time is the most precious commodity that we all have. So I'm a big believer we should spend it wisely, right? Empower people. That's what I believe is one of the best things that we can do as human beings. We can empower people in so many different ways, just bring the juice out of them, right? When I say bring the juice out of them, I used to work with the company. We used to say juice all the time. Join us in creating excitement. That's the acronym for juice. But if we can bring the juice out of people, right, get them excited about whatever it is that makes them tick, and get them taking action on that passion, right? I think making connections is crucial because, even the strongest man can't lift a car by himself, but he gets a couple of people with him, they could do it. One person can't build a massive empire by himself, right? So everything that's being built that's massive, that's going to impact lives, I think will be built with a team of people. So are you networking? Are you growing your network of people to be able to help support your vision, your goals, your dreams that may include impacting other people's lives? Or do those things not even exist for you, right? Some people I know for a fact don't think about these questions that we're talking about today and we're asking ourselves, but they're very important in my opinion. And if we spent more time talking about those things, then I think we can develop more meaningful, valuable connections to be able to have interactions that stimulate ideas and create things to impact lives in a positive way. Trust, honesty, being open-minded, having a hard work ethic, all of these things, all of these characteristics are things that we all want to have. But how are we practicing? How are we displaying these qualities, right? What things are we doing? Because sometimes I hear people saying, oh, I want to, help people. I want to do this. I want to do that. But when you watch, the action doesn't say that. Even sometimes if somebody starts a new business and they're like, hey, like my page, follow my page. Okay, cool. I liked your page. I followed the page. But that doesn't necessarily do anything for you. Sometimes there's lack of follow up or consistency when it comes to what we're trying to do. And I think we can all work on being better if we just took the time out to do that, right? Is what you're doing working? Going back to what you want, what your values are. Do you want to leave any type of legacy, anything like that? Is what you're doing working at the present? Is it moving you closer to your goals, to your vision, to your dreams? Or is it moving you and pushing you further away from them? Again, questions allow us to be able to kind of see where we are and make adjustments along the journey. But if we're not asking questions, we're not keeping track of where we're going. It's just like getting into a car and saying I'm leaving and driving, right? Where are you going? I don't know. I'm leaving. Makes no sense. So, with all of that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to share a few thoughts that were on my mind the other day, some things that I think about. But the purpose of this is to just share and hopefully invite somebody that maybe wasn't thinking about any of these things to start thinking about them, because they will be beneficial, and maybe spark another idea, spark something that maybe I didn't think of, but because this was shared, somebody else may bring something up that may be beneficial for all of us to get a chance to check this video out later. So I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys. Feel free to share, subscribe, but most of all, I want to hear your thoughts and your feedback. I want to see exactly, what you guys are thinking. How you guys feeling? Are you relating to any of the information that we shared today, or is it just not applying to you at all? But I'm going to be doing more and more of these lives because I think it's important, again, for us to share. And if I have anything of value that I think would be beneficial for you guys, I'm definitely going to be bringing them. And that way we can just stay connected. We can keep growing. And nobody has to feel like, there's nobody out there to help them, nobody that they can turn to for support. If there's anything that I can do to assist you on your journey, I'm here for it. And since I want to see everybody winning, just reach out, clap it up, let me know. To the next one.